Hey guys, welcome to Total Carp Fishing TV. Today we're on the bank and I've got a product that I personally really like. These are the Gemini tackle tidy booms designed for Ronnie rigs, and I absolutely love a Ronnie rig. So what I'll do is I'll tell you a little bit about them and then I'm going to show you exactly how I use these to make the perfect Ronnie rig. So one of the main reasons I really like these is because they are super quick to get your hook on, get your rig out and get fishing. And it's ideal for me and a lot of anglers out there who are on the go quite a lot and need to get their rods out nice and quick. You might have already seen a video that Matt did on the tidy booms for D-rigs that Gemini also do. So if you haven't already seen that, click just here and you'll be able to watch exactly how Matt ties his D-rigs. So let's talk about the key features of the tidy booms themselves. So the boom section is made of a 30-pound fluorocarbon, so you've got a really nice strong piece of material here that ensures that you're not going to get tangled up during the cast, and it's also going to kick away from the lead as it hits the deck. At the back end and the business end, you've got a 6mm fused loop, which is actually stronger than a conventional knot, and this is down to the fluorocarbon fused bond technology that's unique to Gemini. At the business end, you've already got your spinner swivel attached, so all you need to do then is add your hook and your baits. The tidy booms are available in 3 different lengths. You've got 5.5 inches, 7 inches and 9 inches. For me personally, I quite like the 7-inch. It's a nice little balance and I find that for me, it works perfectly. So what we're going to do, we're going to get one of these out and I'll show you exactly how I tie my Ronnie rigs. So the components you'll need to make the rig are as follows. We need your chosen length of tidy boom. You'll then need your chosen hook. For me, it's the crank in a size 6 or a size 4. We'll use a size 6 today because of the venue that we're at. You'll then need a micro ring swivel and a bead. You'll also need some shrink tubing, a pair of scissors and a lighter. Now these are the key components to make the rig, and as you can see, it's not a lot at all. So we're going to firstly take our tidy boom, and you want to be holding the swivel in your hand, and we're going to place on our hook so that the opening of the swivel goes through the back of the hook, like so. We're then going to trim off the desired length of shrink tubing. I don't like mine to be too long. I like it just so it covers the barrel of the swivel itself and just over the eye of the hook. We're then going to slide the tubing around the hook and over the barrel of the swivel and the eye of the hook, so you've got something like so. So what you want to do then is use the lighter to shrink down that shrink tubing, and then I like to add a little bit of a bend so that hook kicks over nicely every single time. It's also important to make sure that you don't put the lighter too close to the boom. Obviously if you're making spinner rigs or Ronnie rigs yourself, you might not have already attached your boom section, so it's important not to get the lighter too close to the boom because you don't want to melt that. Then it's a simple case of adding on your micro ring swivel like so, followed by the hook bead, which just slides on over, and I usually like to have the bead opposite to the barb on the hook. That way it pops up nicely when you've got your pop-up attached. Now what you're going to need is a baiting needle, a bit of bait floss, and then your pop-up of choice alongside some scissors and a lighter to blob at the end. So I'm going to take a length of bait floss, chop that with the scissors. This is going to go directly through the micro ring swivel. I'm going to pull that through so you've got a nice amount of bait floss either side. Pull that together. Then you're going to use your pop-up of choice. I've gone for a 12mm sticky signature squid flavour in the white colour. Pop the baiting needle through, nice and central. We're going to thread that on to the bait floss, pull it down nice and tight. I like to pull it so it's just covering most of the micro ring swivel, like so. Then you've got a couple of options here. You can either tie a knot in the end to add that extra security, or you can do what I do, chop it off, or chop the excess off so it's nice and low, and then you can use a lighter and just burn down that end, give it a little tap, and that is the finished rig. There's one more thing we need to do, and that's add a little bit of putty to balance the weight of the bait, and then we're good to go and cast it out, hopefully get a fish. So get yourself a little bit of putty. You don't need a lot for this. You need just enough to cover that fused section on the boom itself. We go mould the putty around, and that, we'll give it a test in a minute. It's always important to test your rigs before you cast them into the water, but that should be the one. That should do us. Well, there we go, look at that. I did say we'd seen a few fish in the middle of the lake, and that Ronnie Rig didn't take long to go. A lovely mid-20, can't go wrong in a February fishing session. Happy days, let's get her back, get the rig back on the spot, and hopefully, now this sun's out, we'll get a few more. Well, there's the rig, tried and tested, Gemini tidy booms for Ronnies, get on them.